Good evening and welcome to Carnegie Town Hall. This meeting of the City Planning Commission will begin with a few introductory remarks. The City of Sioux Falls Planning Commission serves as an advisory board to the City Council. It is the responsibility of the Planning Commission to consider and make recommendations on land use and zoning matters. Actions taken tonight on conditional use permits are final unless appealed to the City Council in writing within 5 days, and any actions taken tonight on initial development plans, alternative plans, or minor amendments are final. Any recommendations made on the preliminary subdivision plan request tonight will be referred to the City Council for action at the third council meeting of this month or at the first council meeting of next month if associated with a rezoning or major amendment. Any recommendations made on rezoning requests, major amendments, future land use amendments, or ordinance amendments tonight will be referred to the City Council for action at the first council meeting of next month. Council meetings are held on the first 3 Tuesdays at 7 p.m. here in Carnegie Town Hall and are televised. The Planning Commission will first approve the consent agenda and then the regular agenda. In order to place certain non-controversial items on the Commission's consent agenda, planning staff and the Planning Commission apply the following criteria. First, the request conforms with the Shape Sioux Falls 2040 Comprehensive Plan. Second, planning staff recommends approval of the request. Third, there are no audience members present or written comments received in opposition to the request. And fourth, the application meets all conditions and requirements of the Sioux Falls zoning ordinance. By approving the consent agenda, the Commission is approving the items on consent. Therefore, upon approval of the agenda, those members of the public in attendance for those items are free to leave. For the regular agenda, the following normal public hearing procedure will be followed for each item. By first requesting planning staff to present a brief report on the item. Second, the petitioner or representative will be requested to come forward and make a statement or answer questions. After the petitioner has spoken, anyone from the audience who wishes to address the agenda item shall be recognized. Then the Planning Commission will discuss the matter further and take appropriate action. We ask that anyone addressing the Planning Commission move to the podium microphone and identify themselves for the record. Please limit your comments to less than 5 minutes. As a courtesy to everyone here tonight, we ask that you please either turn off or silence your electronic devices. This meeting is being televised on CityLink and will be rebroadcast Saturday at 10 a.m., Friday at 7 p.m., and Wednesday at 1 a.m. Thank you for your cooperation. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Carnegie Town Hall. One little stereo there, sorry about that. Thank you for joining us this evening on this rather frigid evening. Just a couple quick housekeeping items as we get rolling. Thank you, Commissioner. Just a couple quick housekeeping items as we get rolling. Please silence all your cell phones. It's kind of important just to help alleviate distraction and let us get through our course of business this evening. And also, for those of you who are here to speak on any of the agenda items, we do look forward to hearing from you, and I would ask that when you do come forward, if you do, that you limit your comments to 5 minutes. And also, please make sure that you're presenting new testimony, topics, and discussion that hasn't already been presented to the Commission. So with that, we'll go ahead and get rolling with our consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, I need to recuse myself from the consent agenda.
Commissioner Fegan, we are going to allow you to participate in items 1 through 6 and then 8. We'll do a separate vote for item number 7. So, Denise, if you would.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Item 1, approval of December 6, 2017 minutes of regular meeting. Item 2, December plats. Item 3, 7732-2017, rezoned from the RT1 single-family residential traditional and RT2 townhome residential traditional districts to the C2 commercial neighborhood and streetcar district for allowed forms at 1108, 1116, and 1120 East 6th Street. Item 4, 7756-2017, rezone from the RS Single Family Residential Suburban District to the O Office District for allowed forms located at 6161 South Mogan Avenue. Item 5, 7758-2017, rezone from the RT1 Single Family Residential Traditional District to the RT2 Townhome Residential Traditional District for allowed forms located at 605 and 607 South Duluth Avenue. Item 6, 7817-2017, rezone from the AG Agriculture District to the RS Single Family Residential Suburban District for allowed forms located south of East 45th Street and east of South Outfield Avenue. Item 7, 7855-2017, rezone from the AG Agriculture District to the RS Single Family Residential Suburban, RD1 Twin Home Duplex Residential Suburban, and O Office Districts for allowed forms located at the southeast corner of East 69th Street and South Monson Avenue. Item 8, 7872-2017, rezoned from the RS Single Family Residential Suburban to the RT1 Single Family Residential Traditional for allowed forms at 209 South Jefferson Avenue.
Thank you, Denise. Is there anyone on the commission that would like to move any of the consent agenda items 1 through 8 to the regular agenda? Is there anyone in the audience that would like to have one of those items moved? Yes, Jeff.
At least one. We have some neighbors that would like to hear item number 5, 7758.
Okay, for item number 5?
Correct.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other items 1 through 8? Okay, thank you. At this point, I would like a motion to approve the consent agenda, items 1 through 6 and number 8.
So moved. Second.
We got a motion and a second. Now I need a follow-up motion to move item number 5 from the consent agenda to the regular agenda.
So moved. Second.
Thank you, gentlemen. All those in favor of moving item number 5 from the consent to the regular agenda, please signify by saying yes.
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 All opposed, same sign. Thank you. Now we'll vote on the consent agenda items 1 through 4, 6, and 8 as noted. All those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
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 All opposed, same sign. Okay, 1 through 5, 6, and 1 through 4, 6, and 8 are approved. Item number 5 is moving to regular. Commissioner Fegan will recuse herself. For item number 7, can I have a motion for approval?
So moved. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor of approval of item number 7, please signify by saying yes.
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 All opposed, same sign. Item number 7 is approved, and the remainder of the consent agenda is approved. We'll wait for Commissioner Fegan to return. Thank you, Commissioner. Denise. Oh, sorry. I'll need now a motion to approve the regular agenda.
So moved.
Second. Got a motion and a second to approve the regular agenda. All those in favor of approval, please signify by saying yes.
Yes. Yes.
All opposed, same sign. Regular agenda is approved.
Item 5, 7758-2017, rezoned from the RT1 Single Family Residential Traditional District to the RT2 Townhome Residential Traditional District for allowed forms located at 605 and 607 South Duluth Avenue.
Just real quick, Jason, if I could. For those of you that were here for items number 1 through 8, or with the exception of number 5, you may feel free to leave at this point. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead.
Jason Bieber representing Planning and Building Services. You can see we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with the computer, so we're going to use the old transparency type thing. So this is an application by Jeffrey. It is to rezone from the RT1 to the RT2 Townhome Residential Traditional District. The purpose of this request is there's an existing duplex already on the property, and the applicant is looking at just keeping that existing duplex. The proposed zoning does meet the Shape Sioux Falls Comprehensive Plan. The existing building was converted to a duplex in the 1980s and has continued to be used as a duplex. Therefore, if the rezoning to RT2 Townhome Residential Traditional District is not approved, the existing duplex will continue to be non-conforming. If the rezoning is approved, the existing use will match the zoning. Because the subject application is consistent with the Shape Sioux Falls Comprehensive Plan and the structure has been used as a duplex since the 1980s, staff does recommend approval of this rezoning, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Jason. Commissioners, any questions for staff?
No.
Very good, thank you. Is the applicant here this evening? Can you please come forward, sir, and state your name and address for the record?
My name is Jeff Schneekloth, 10 South Riverview Heights, Sioux Falls.
Thank you, Jeff. Anything to add?
No.
Okay, very good. Commissioners, any questions for the applicant? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak regarding item number 5? Go ahead, sir. Please come forward. Yes. And if I could have you just state your name.
Roger Swenby, I have the property next door.
Just real quick, sir, if I could have you state your name and address for the record, please.
Roger Swenby, I have the property at 609 South Duluth.
Thank you.
The only question we had was, is it going to stay a townhome meaning 2 homes? They're going to make it into 1 residential home? And if it's a 1 residential home, do they have parking? That was our only issue on the property, because there is no property except street parking now. So
Very
that's
good.
all I had to know.
Do you have
That's
any
all
other?
we wanted to know.
Do you have any other questions then at this point?
That's
I'll
all
get
we
someone
wanted
up
to know.
here to answer that for you, but just wanted to make sure. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Maybe have the applicant step back forward again to address that question. So the question was, what was the intent for the development of the property? Is it going to remain duplex property, or do you have other thoughts for it?
To remain a duplex,
To a duplex?
yes.
Very good. Any other questions, sir? I'm sorry. Oh, the parking.
Street parking,
It'll be street parking?
yes.
I'm sorry, ma'am, we can't hear you when you're over there. If you'd like to comment or ask a question, I'd ask you to step forward, please. Thank you, Jeff.
And the citizens may want to come up. The question that they had was, if they rezoned it and he redeveloped it, would he have to meet the parking requirements? And as they were coming in, I was trying to explain, probably incorrectly, that yes, they would have to meet the parking requirements for a new construction project. Now the applicant is testifying that he's not changing the use. He's staying as a duplex. And so she's in the audience saying, I had told her that they would have to meet the parking requirements for a new building, which is what I said. But I was misunderstood. I misunderstood that he wasn't changing the use. So he's keeping the building as it is, and he's keeping the parking as it is. So that answers her question, but doesn't answer her issue,
Okay.
I think. Now, if she wants to come up and ask more questions, I'm kind of speaking out loud so that she knows what the issues are. Okay?
Okay. The property is planning to stay as a duplex, is what they said, yes. I apologize, ma'am. If you would like to address, please come forward and to the podium, and we'll get you on record here.
So I'm Diane Swinby, Roger's wife. And so even though it's going to be rezoned, it doesn't have to comply to like parking and stuff like you would any other any other residence has to have parking, off-street parking.
Right,
mean-
if they were, as I understand it, if he was going to change the dwelling, it would have to conform to the parking standards for that type of dwelling, but since he is leaving the property the same, that
So
negates
why is the
that
zoning
comment.
changing then? Why is there a zoning change?
Jeff?
Non-conforming.
The reason why he's requesting the zoning is the current zoning does not allow a duplex. The existing use is the duplex. So anytime they would convert it to more units, less units, they would have to meet the current parking standards, which would be the 1.5 spaces per unit essentially.
So this particular request was just a cleanup
The zoning on it, yep, correct.
on it?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so whoever owned it had just illegally made it a duplex and
Well,
didn't require to have the parking, and now he's just changing it because
I believe
it's in
that
there?
was prior to the Shape Sioux Falls Comprehensive Plan. So as this new plan went into place, this particular zoning was not changed at that time. There's been other instances across the city
Oh, sure,
where other properties
Yeah,
had to
no,
be
I get that. So,
caught
okay,
up. And that's what this one is.
Okay, so I just thought that the zoning, or we thought the zoning was changing, and then, we thought they had, the parking had to conform, and we wanted to make sure, if that was the case, where the heck that was gonna go. So, okay, that's it. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Sorry, but any questions, commissioners? Sorry, good. Okay. Is there anyone else that'd like to speak regarding item number 5? Great. Seeing none, I will look for commission action.
Motion for approval?
Second?
Got a motion for an approval and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approval of item number 5, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All opposed, same sign. Item number 5 is approved.
Item 9, 7852, 2017, conditional use permit of an electronic message center sign located within a residential zoning district located at 3400 East 49th Street.
Good evening, Diane DeCoyer with Planning. The applicant here is Southern Hills United Methodist Church, and again, this is a CUP for an electronic message center. The church is located at 3400 East 49th Street, and the proposed sign would be located at the southeast corner of the property adjacent to South Crest Drive. Based on previous appeals to and recommendations by City Council for electronic message centers, planning staff is recommending an ordinance change in the future so that electronic message centers would be consistent so that they'd be no more than 30% of the total allowable square footage of the wall or freestanding sign with a maximum of 15 square feet. The applicant, originally what was submitted was more than 15 square feet, and that showed in your report. The addendum yesterday that was given at briefing gave you the update as to what was submitted by the applicant, and that does meet the request with that ordinance change of 15 square feet. Staff feels that the applicant has provided clarity to indicate the location, nature, and extent of the work proposed and recommends approval of the conditional use permit. I can answer any questions you have.
Commissioners, any questions for staff? Great. Thank you, Diane. Is the applicant here this evening?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Pastor Don Vanderlip at Southern Hills United Methodist Church, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Very good. Commissioners, any questions? Anything to add, first of all?
Nothing to add.
Okay, great. Any questions, commissioners? Great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak regarding item number 9? Great. Seeing none, I'll look for commission action.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion to approve and a second, and is that with the conditions stated here by staff?
Well, I don't know that we need a condition because their plan, revised plan, has the 15 square feet included in it.
Oh, got someone's attention with that one.
It's still located within a residential district and adjacent to sensitive land use. The ordinance change has not gone through or been approved yet by City Council. So you can make that condition on this for that change with the newly submitted design so that it meets the 15 square feet if you would like.
Okay, so I will do that.
Pardon me?
So I'll do that, whatever I need to do for that.
I'll second whatever he needs to do that.
Perfect.
You guys
So
are
a motion to approve with the stipulation that it, a maximum of 15 square feet for the sign.
And a second. Thank you, gentlemen. You're just making Danny sweat bullets out there. All right. Got a motion and a second. Any discussion for item number 9?
Mr. Chair, a lot of churches are doing this, and I think we've seen some pretty good results, and I like the staff's proposed change to the ordinance to make them kind of all the same. I think that's a good way to do it, so I'm in favor of this one.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Mr. Chair, I would echo the commissioner's comments, as well as it was good that the applicant could work with staff to redesign their sign to meet with the proposed ordinance change coming up.
Very good. Thank you. Any others? Once, twice? Very good. All those in favor of approval for item number 9, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All opposed, same sign. Item number 9 is approved.
Item 10, 7870, 2017, conditional use permit for an on-sale alcoholic beverage establishment within 500 feet of a sensitive land use located at 323 Northwest Avenue.
The request here is for, and I apologize if I mispronounce this, Heber Ethiopian Restaurant to provide an on-sale alcohol located within 500 feet of a sensitive use. There's DD forms that are located to the south. This section of Northwest Avenue contains various commercial businesses that include restaurants serving beer and wine that are currently adjacent to residential properties to the east, south, and west. There's a 6-foot tall fence located on the adjacent property that currently separates this property from the manufactured housing to the west. The compatibility between the commercial strip and residential needs to be addressed through buffering and transitions. In addition to the conditional use standards listed in the report, the commission could also require the following. The customer access from the Northwest Avenue lot would be with secure doors for egress in the back, and that area lighting does not infringe on the abutting property owners. Property screening should be provided by this owner in order to address light trespass, trash, sound, and security. An approved security management plan was provided to Jamie Palmer with licensing as of yesterday. And that was a requirement that we had prior to approving this tonight. So they have met that condition. So with that, with these conditions, staff recommends approval for the conditional use, and I can answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Diane. Commissioners, any questions for Diane on this one? Very good. Thank you. Is the applicant here this evening? Hello. If I can have you step forward and state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Adanich Abraham from Heber Ethiopian Restaurant.
Very good. Do you have anything to add?
No.
Nothing to add. Very good. Commissioners, are there any questions for the applicant? Very good. Appreciate it. Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak regarding item number 10? Seeing none, I will look for commission action.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion to approve in a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approval of item number 10, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All opposed, same sign. Item number 10 is approved.
Item 11, 7869, 2017, initial development plan amendment to the Augustana University S2 institutional campus PUD located north of West 37th Street, east of South Lake Avenue, and west of South Summit Avenue.
Mr. Chair, I need to recuse myself from this vote.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, so the applicant for the amendment for Augie is Tom Meyer, representing the university here tonight. They are requesting approval to update their initial development plan for future development on the campus for the PUD. The areas on the campus that are being amended include the addition of some apartment buildings for student living on Grange Avenue and Summit Avenue. On the plan, they are noted as 1A. My apologies, it's difficult to see on a black and white, but again, they're located to the south at Summit and then kind of up to the, to the east on Summit, and then to the northwest on Grange there. They are planning to construct those buildings in 2020 is what their plan has indicated. The addition to Morrison Commons, noted as building 4A in the central part of the campus, is approximately 2 stories and 25,000 square feet. The proposed construction is for 2019. Also, they are proposing a track and field seasonal dome that is approximately 100,000 square feet. This is just where Jason is pointing across from the Elman Center. The proposed construction of the track is planned for 2018 and the dome construction for 2019. And again, it would be seasonal during the winter and cold months. And then the dome would be taken down for the rest of the year. To the east of the dome is single-family residential that requires a level D buffer and will be reviewed when a final development plan is submitted to make sure that they meet that requirement. The university held a neighborhood meeting on December 7th where approximately 25 people were in attendance. There were some questions and concerns expressed regarding the proposed closure of Grange Avenue between 33rd and 37th. Augie is required to make a separate request to the city when they want to close Grange, and that will require a neighborhood meeting and a public hearing with city council. So if this amendment is approved tonight, it by no means approves the closure of Grange Avenue. It is just what they see in their master plan as something that they want to get done. The initial development plan amendment is consistent with the required standards of the S2 PUD and recognize that final development requirements will be reviewed at the time of submittal for each individual building to minimize negative effects. Staff does recommend approval for this request. And I can answer any questions you have.
Commissioners, any questions for staff? Very good. Thank you, Diane. Is the applicant here this evening? Sir?
Tom Meyer with Augustana University. Happy to answer any questions. I think Diane summarized our amendment. We're really adding a couple of new sites where we'd like to have apartment buildings in the future. We've acquired some properties in the last couple of years that provides us that flexibility. As we've looked at our commons, we've decided that the planned expansion is not large enough, so we've added to that. That's in the center of campus. And as Diane talked about, we'd like to build an outdoor track, which would have, on the infield of that track, would have a seasonal temporary dome that we would put up for days like this in the middle of the winter.
Oh, very good. Commissioners, any questions for the applicant? Very good. Thank you, Mr. Meyer.
Thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak regarding item number 11? Seeing none, I will look for commission action.
Mr. Chair, I'll move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion to approve and a second. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, it's nice to see these plans to know kind of what the larger institutions in the city are planning on doing in the out years, just so everybody kind of knows what's going on. So I applaud Augie for doing that, and think they have a pretty good plan.
Mr. Chair, I would agree with that, and also in terms of it setting up the standard requirements that they would be obligated to adhere to in the future.
Very good. Any other comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of approval of item number 11, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed, same sign. Item number 11 is approved.
Item 12, 7876-2017 preliminary subdivision plan for Dalco addition located south of East 57th Street and west of South Highway 11.
We have received a request from the applicant to defer this preliminary subdivision plan to the February 7th Planning Commission meeting.
Very good. Thank you, Jason. Can I get a motion to defer item number 12 to the February 7th, 2018 meeting?
Make a motion to defer item 12.
Got a motion and second. Thank you. All those in favor of deferral for item number 12 to the February 7th meeting, please signify by saying yes.
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 All opposed, same sign. Item number 12 is deferred.
Item 13, 7877-2017 preliminary subdivision plan for Northridge addition located west of North Career Avenue and south of West 34th Street North.
The same applicant would also like to defer this one to the February 7th Planning Commission meeting.
Very good. Thank you, Jason. Commissioners, can I get a motion to defer item number 13 to the February 7th, 2018 meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor of deferral of item number 13 to the February 7th meeting, please signify by saying yes.
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 All opposed, same sign. Item number 13 is deferred.
Item 14, election of officers.
Very good. At this point, the commission needs to elect its new chair and vice chair for the upcoming year, and I will look for a motion for said officers.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to cease nominations and cast a unanimous ballot for Sean Irvin as chair.
Very good. Is there a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second for Sean Irvin as chair, ceasing nominations and a unanimous ballot. Any discussion? All those in favor of Sean Irvin to assume the position of chair for next year, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All opposed, same sign. Congratulations, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to close nominations and cast a unanimous ballot for Larry Lutke as vice chair.
Second.
We had a motion and a second for Larry Lukey to assume position of vice chair for the next year. Any discussion? All those in favor of Larry Lukey being vice chair, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All opposed, same sign. Congratulations, Mr. Vice Chair.
Move to adjourn.
Got a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn, a second. All in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
We are adjourned. You stay classy, Sioux Falls.